Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody this morning? It's a nice, chilly, fresh day. Sorry for the ASMR tea drinking sounds. I have acquired some new microphones. I will be upping the audio quality imminently. I need to find myself some microphone stands. Once I have those, then you won't have to hear me breathing. You won't have to hear the sounds of my head moving anymore. I'll shuffle this a little bit and actually show you the microphones. Good morning, S3LQ. Thank you for coming along. Gaslamp Witch, thank you for following in the middle of the night. So, I've recently started upgrading the stream, trying to stick by my my goal of at least one improvement every stream. You might notice if you look down below the channel, there's a bunch of links to local vendors and local discords. If you're not in the Australian Community Keyboard Discord channels, I definitely recommend that you click those and join. But yes, upgrades are coming imminently. I'm going to be getting a better camera, something with a changeable lens, so I can do zooming and have a wider angle for everybody. Might change the song. I'm not really digging it. It's a little bit more chill. It's a little bit more on my speed. There we go. Cool. So yeah, upgrades to the audio have already been acquired. Camera coming soon. And yeah. So I got not only one camera for my voice. This is going to make me sound nice and crisp. You're going to be able to hear everything really clearly. But I got a second one that came in this kit. And this microphone looks like a cheeky little cigar. This is going to be basically one that I hold or have positioned over the top of the keyboard that I'm testing. So I'll have a direct audio feed over the keyboard. So you get that perfect crisp clack sound and the thock straight into your ear holes. And the big cardioid condenser for my voice. So you can actually hear what I sound like in real life. Ramen train. I had ramen last night. It was very, very tasty. Thank you to Hales, my lead mod and editor, for doing the 7-hour slog in the kitchen. I'm gonna mute myself before I drink my tea. You posted your interest check for the desk mats? Good to hear. It's always good to see more people getting into making and creating within the keyboard scene. Oh, keycap set. Throw a link up in the chat. I don't know if you've linked the keycap set before. Always down for more keycap sets and more desk mats. Let me open up that link. Have a look. GMK Evil Dolch. Waiting for the images to load up. Ooh. It's a tasty set. I don't mind that at all, actually. I'm a little bit colorblind, so red is normally a color I try to avoid. It's not very pleasing for my type of colorblindness, but that is the kind of red that doesn't mess with my vision, and I can get behind that. They look really nice in like a polycarbonate case, I think. Like one of the Neubauer, if you could get something like that with this keycap set. Just imagining a Realforce TKL in a Neubauer polycarb with this key set. Oh, I didn't even look at the novelties. I approve of this message. If you like this keycap set, make sure you go and check out the Geekhack thread, topic 106679. Yeah, cool. You provided the RALs. Well done. If you're looking for Australian proxies, the people in the channel panels below, Switch Keys and Daily Clack, I know often are the primary proxies for most of the group buys that I see. I would recommend reaching out to either Steph from Switch Keys or Fatty from Daily Clack on one of those discords. The Daily Clack discord's below, as well as the Switch Keys discord. I'm sure they are always keen to proxy group buys, and they're both very good people. Alright, cool. So what I'm going to be doing today is rebuilding this DZ60RGB. I built this for my partner Christmas last year, and I thought I would take the time to just break it down and fix some issues. I don't know if you can hear that. It's not exactly the best sounding spacebar stab. It's one of my earlier builds. Break it down, clean it up, and I have a little bit of a story time for later on. Oh, lost my brush. Oh, I forgot the renders? Let me bring it back up. Oh, actually, that's covering chat. Let me move that. Renders, 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 renders. Good choice. I like the trackball. Been eyeing off some trackballs lately. Yeah, that is a pleasing red. I do like it. Looks very nice, very clean. Good choices. I think this keycap set would look really nice on the Serenity 65 that's coming out. The interest check just went up the other day. I always do that. I always type on the wrong keyboard. Let me bring up the Serenity 65 for you. This is a beautiful looking keyboard. It is this person's first group buy that they're running. Group buy hasn't opened. It's going to be a 50 unit raffle, which is heartbreaking because I must tell you, I just resized that for chat. I have to tell you, as someone with a treble clef, bass clef tattoo, and who has played many different instruments my entire life, this is basically a mini Satisfaction 75. It's basically a Sat 65 with a beautiful musical note backplate. If you look at the exploded shots in the group buy, if I can find that, in the Geekhack IC, sorry. So not only is it beautiful, but it's gasket mounted. That would be such a nice keyboard. So I'm gonna jump in on that one, see if I can get myself one. Yeah, It's a very, very clean board. I need somewhere to put these keycaps as I'm going through. Otherwise they're going to be over here. It's going to make chat a nightmare. I'll bring it close to me and I'll just put them there. How's that? No Windows key. No deal for you. Yeah, that's what I like about keyboards. Everybody has their own taste, everyone has their own use cases. There are ways to access the Windows key without actually having a Windows key. The reason you have a WKL layout, which is a Win keyless layout. Oh, and this is one of the downfalls of hot swap boards and not having a very tight plate. Switch just basically popped right out. If you are eyeing off this artisan, it's currently on drop.com. It's the Zomo cat paw artisan. They make an aluminium and a, I think it's ABS or PBT, and it has a silicon injected mold cat paw. So it's like rubber. It's very nice. I thought anybody could 8-ball. You have to 8-ball at the start of the message. Like you say 8-ball, what is my question to you is, does this chat rock? Hopefully Mantis can come along and join us at some point. Yeah, I'm pretty new to the whole chatbot thing. I've never really had to set one up. When I was streaming back in 2012, back in 2012, when I was streaming on Justin TV, we only had Nightbot. You're also wondering what this keycap set is that's on this board. It is ePBT Sushi. Get it on KBD Fans for about $99. Feels amazing, man. I got a few new clients over the last couple of days. Have a couple of nice medium, I'd say mid-tier keyboards coming in the pipeline. Probably in probably 4 weeks, depends on how long shipping from KBD Fans takes. But got a very special build that I've been working on. Someone I was put in touch with through the Mechanical Keyboard Facebook group about 4 days ago. Got a bit of a story about that to tell later when that person is in the channel. I've also moved the camera in a little bit closer, try and get a bit of a better quality shot so you can actually make out what's happening. It was brought to my attention in the last stream, things were a little bit blurry because I had the camera quite high up to give you a wider shot of the desk. I've tricked you all by using a smaller desk mat, so it looks like there's the same amount of real estate on the screen, but there isn't. I've started using a new playlist because the playlist I was using before on YouTube, the copyright-free playlist from Chilled Cow, unfortunately kept lapsing at the end of the list and putting on copyright music, and I got a strike against one of my videos, one of my VODs from one of the early streams. Now I'm using Stream Beats, which is an awesome playlist on Spotify that is completely copyright free and works with Twitch. Hey, Public Pubicus Maximus. I'll call you Max. I can call you Pube. Hey J-Codge, how you do? If you haven't noticed, you probably see a little button up the top right corner of the channel now too. Twitch have finally updated my partner contract, so I'm no longer a legacy partner. I've got all the new features, and I've actually added some emotes to support the Australian vendors and Australian makers in the community. There's a keyboard treehouse emote. There's a snag keys emote for the Australian snag keys Keeb Discord. Thanks for following, Battle Princess. Appreciate it. What was I saying? Snag keys Discord. Oh, hey Pube Max Pube. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. Get a heart as well. Thanks for reminding me to update. My water bottle is half full. I should probably top that up. Oh, thanks, Matt. Appreciate you. Now, what was I saying? Emotes, that's right. Snag keys emote, keyboard treehouse emote, daily clack emote, and switch keys emote. So now, if you're a keyboard enthusiast from the Australian community and you go over to anyone else's channel, you can pump those emotes, represent the upside down community. Oh man, gotta clear my throat. So, this is a hot swap board. Oh yeah, I've already got royals in it. This is a rebuild. This is one that I built a while ago, and it has some crunchy stabs. So I'm just gonna tear it apart and redo the stabs. See if I can get rid of some of that crunch. Someone told me the other day that a good way to pull apart a hot swap board is to remove the PCB from the plate and switches, which sounds like a terrifying thing to do, but it kind of makes sense if you think about it. So I'm wondering if, without putting too much flex on the board, if I can separate the bottom and the top halves. save myself some time. Probably one of those like corner cutting things that you really don't want to do, but I kind of want to see how effective it could be. I feel like peeling apart the two halves is just already making me feel not good. Let's not do that. Take off some of the switches from the side. Actually, that's a pretty smart move. Just get rid of some off the side so you can get that little bit of initial motion. Gotta remember, backspace. We've got a mix of switches here. The dangerous thing about plates like this is if you want to flex from this side, you risk bending this, so maybe I should try from the other side. Thanks for following, Hales. No, subscribing. My apologies. I appreciate you sitting over there a few feet away from me. Do I have a request? Oh, I did the hydrate already. Was that another hydrate? Was that a second hydrate? I'll do it anyway, why not? Thank you, Irithil. Oh, hype train. That's my very first hype train. Thank you. I have no idea how that triggers. 2 subs? Maybe it's the 2 subs. Is it too large? I feel like it's a good size. The alert box. It's happening. It's happening. Look at that. Whose idea was that? Keeb. Henceforth shall ye be named Keeb the Wise. Oh, look at that. That probably saved me half the stream. That's efficiency. Ooh, there's some Doritos in there. Yeah, okay. Cool. Alright. I'm gonna have to wash my hands later. This is why I always tell everyone to get a keyboard cover. And thanks for following Flower T87. You can have a heart as well. Hearts all round. Thanks, Jizdonka, for subscribing. So I have 2 more emote slots for tier 1 that I haven't filled yet. I'm hoping that there's another maker in the local scene that I can throw their emote on there. Probably reach out to Loki Keyboards or something like that, Rama or something. See if they want to give me a graphic to throw on there. I don't personally have much use yet for my own emotes, I think they're better off used supporting the community that supported me when I started building these things. Hey Rupert VB, welcome back, welcome back. And things have changed since you've been here last. Even though it was only a couple of days ago. It's going to be a half-an-hour project. If it does become a half-an-hour project, I can do some custom cable stuff. Can have a look at the new microphones that I bought for the stream. A couple other things we can have a look at. I'm sure there's things I can do. This is basically 3 hours of hobby time that I turn on the camera and I share with all of you. Hales, can I please have a tissue? Also, if you haven't used this feature before, you can use cheer points to feed the puppy. This puppy right here. Did I say cheer points? I meant chat points. The non-paid ones, the free ones. Thank you for following Arrhythmia FPS. What does this button do? Give us 2 seconds. You'll see some hands. You'll see my third magical hand appear with some treats for the dog. Matt, this PCB is a DZ60RGB from KBD fans. It's a hot swap board with, thanks for following, Tay Mendez. It's a hot swap board with per key RGB underneath your keycaps and underglow RGB, I believe, if I'm correct. Maybe not underglow actually. No, not underglow. So the DZ60 has underglow and through switch LED holes, so you can have one color of LEDs through them. The DZ60RGB is like the inverse of that. You've got per key switch RGB but no underglow. Hey, I just gained a hype train emote. Hype frog. Cool. Thanks chat for rewarding me with that emote. Yeah, you can jump on KBD fans and have a look. The DZ60 with the underglow and the through switch LED holes is in stock. The RGBs are not. They seem to sell out pretty quickly at the moment. Everybody's sitting around at home. Nowhere to go, nothing to spend their money on. Snapping up all the RGB entry-level boards. There's also some clones on AliExpress. That's your thing. Where's my box of goodies? Get my 205GO out. Oh no, this is my 3204. Oh, restocking on June 1st. Thanks, Keeb. Appreciate that very much. I am going to pick myself up one. Hales has the, this is not stream beats. If this is stream beats, they don't sound like beats. That's a day to remember. What the hell? Why'd you do me like this, stream beats? I'm totally gonna get wrecked. That was probably my mistake. I should have actually gone into stream beats instead of clicking it from the browse menu. It should stay within the playlist now. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. Alright, cool. There we go. Back to the business. Going with a liberal application of lube inside slider housing. Gotta remember not to lean too far back. Keep leaning back. I don't want to be over the PCB. Flower Cutie, just saw it on KVD fans, think I had one of the first ones. Yeah, my first build was a DZ60. Just with the underglow. I did a pretty poor job of that one. But like I was saying, my partner's got the PBT Islander keycap set coming. We're going to build her a second board for the office. I think another DZ60 would be good. Put it in a good case, you throw some dampening foam or something in there. Definitely not a bad board by any standards. Just need to put in some good switches. Make sure you tune the stabs in and stuff. $419 followers. It is very nice seeing that number growing so quickly. I really do appreciate it. It's making me excited. I've got a bunch of projects coming up in the pipeline. I'm waiting for one of my upcoming clients to jump into the chat so I can share a little story with you all. I've been reaching out to vendors and putting together a premium build. Mostly just seeing if there's anything hiding a shelf somewhere that wasn't for sale that we can get our hands on to try and help someone out in the community. Is there another 60% tray mount coming out through GearCag? Is that a group buy? Or is that just a notification for something that's coming out? This PCB, this one, is going into a 60%, well, it's a 60% keyboard, so obviously it's going in a 60% case. It's going in a aqua blue, I guess cyan, aluminium KBD fans case with the weight. Hales is a very big fan of blue. That's Kmart draw foam, draw liner. Works very effectively for the price, I'll tell you that much. A leaf spring tray mount, that is interesting. Let me bring it up. You've piqued my interest. A leaf spring tray mount. A PCB to rule them all. Yeah, I recognize this is Elvish. Freaking nerd. Give me renders. Give me renders. This violet, is that a violet color or gray? I'm a little bit colorblind. It looks pleasing either way. Interesting, interesting. Oh, is there no renders? Alright, cool. I'm excited. Oh, I need to put the alert box on top of everything. There we go. At Shark Twitch, thank you very much. You get a little heart. Doot. Appreciate the follow. Cool. I'm always in for more interestingly mounted setups. If there was a way to make a DZ60 style keyboard, so a tray mount, but with something more pleasing to type on, like a leaf spring or a gasket mount, it'd be really interesting to see like a new wave of entry-level boards coming in with premium features like that, gasket mounting and leaf spring. I think that's definitely something that if KBD fans or one of those sort of more higher mass production companies was able to solve that and bring that to the market, I think they would have a hard time. I think a lot of people have a hard time competing for the entry-level boards, I'll tell you that much. So is it a leaf spring case for existing tray mount? Like, is it a plate for existing tray mount PCBs? And that plate is compatible with any case that uses its mounting design? Is that what they're doing? Because if that's what they're doing, I was just, you know, speculating that if someone brought a entry-level leaf spring style tray mount affordable build solution to the market, people would have a hard time competing for that sub $400 market, which is huge. That's like 80% of the people who've gotten boards from me so far, or 90%. That's most people basically. Oh, it's open sourced. What a legend. As a software dev, I'm a big supporter of open source stuff. I think we would be much worse off without it. No, I've just crumbed into the desk mat. Damn Doritos. Oh, I'm an idiot. I was not even thinking. I was getting distracted about the idea of entry-level leaf spring mounts. I didn't even put a switch in there. And I'm like, it's not moving. The stabilizers are just falling to the board. What camera do I use for the top view? It is a Logitech C922. I got it in like 2018 for 100 Australian dollars. Now they are 260 Australian dollars. I would not necessarily recommend buying one right now. I think that that is an abuse of the situation, the climate right now. You can pick up, if you have money and you really want to get a good quality camera for streaming or for Skype or whatever, I would much highly suggest that you look at the Sony A5100 and the A6300. They are secondhand, about $500, $600. I know that that's like much more than a webcam, but if you're gonna spend $260 on this right now, you would be better off buying that, which the 6300 does 4K and has removable lenses, so it upgrades with you as you need new styles of shooting and photography. It's just invest for the future. I bought this when they were cheap, and so it was good buy at the time, and it's still touted as the webcam to buy. It is definitely probably the best webcam to buy, the C920 or the C922. But if you're going to spend $260, you might as well spend $500 and get an actual DSLR. That's my recommendation, my advice. But if you don't have that kind of budget, which I totally appreciate and understand, that is not the case everybody is in. That's basically a PlayStation 4 when they were new, just so you can have camera quality. If you are definitely desperate and you don't have that kind of dollars and you are happy to spend $260, go for it. I would recommend the C922 or the C930E, I think. Oh, that sounds light years better. I wish I had the new microphone solution already set up so that I could just get this straight into your ears. But let me mute the desktop audio and I'll give it a crack. Consistency is king. Or queen. Consistency is ruler. If you haven't noticed, you can now play minigames in the chat. I added stream elements yesterday. There is roulette, slots, dueling. You can say /duel another player, another chat member, and the amount of points you want to duel them for. And you can become the duel champion, have the highest score. Yes, Battle Princess, the keyboard hobby, is super duper duper expensive. It's no joke. I kind of started doing this because I wanted to try and help people who were starting out in the hobby get in without making the mistakes that I did. The first boards that I built were, I just threw money at them, and I thought that if you bought things that were expensive that you got a good keyboard, and I made some errors, some boo-boos. So I started building keyboards for people to try and help stop them from making the mistakes that I made, and also give them the direction that they need to be able to make better decisions in the future when they want to make another keyboard. Now I think it was just the spacebar that needed tuning in this time. I'll double check before I put the board back together, which is one of my biggest tips. Check everything. Check everything again. Check it again. Start to put things together. Realize you've forgotten something, and check it again. I just put the enter on the backspace. Alright, I think the other stabs sound okay. It was mostly just that spacebar I wanted to fix. Because we share an office space, and every day it's just chunk, 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 chunk. You just started looking at everything now? Excellent! I just updated the channel last night. Down below there is links to Australian vendors if you want to get source parts locally. There's also links to their Discords, and in their Discords there are announcements regularly on when things come back into stock, so that you know and can prepare and budget your wallet for the decimation it is about to receive. I highly recommend that you use those links down below. The Daily Clack link will give you $7 off your first purchase. Actually, I don't think it's $7 off your first purchase. I think it's $7 off any purchase through the link. I feel like I should clean this off. What I might do, I'll leave you with some music for a moment, and the pet cam in the corner. Feel free to feed the puppy. And I'm just going to get the hairdryer and clear these Doritos. Alrighty, let me know if the music gets too quiet, because I have to mess with the sliders every time. Highly recommend everybody picks up a soft brush. You just give it a little wipe down. I'm not actually wiping it because that would put crumbs all over this stuff. I'm just going to wipe it off camera. I have a rogue hair stuck between one of the switches, and I really want to get it out. Ah, victory! Alright, have a look at that now. See a crumb? See a crumb? Ah, so good. So clean, so fresh. Ooh, okay, so now's the risky bit. Trying to pop it all back in, I think that's the danger zone. So I'm probably, I mean, I can try, but there's a pretty high likelihood that I'm gonna pop out some switches, or pop out the hot swaps. So I might take these edge ones off first. the ones that want to slide around. Alright, that should be all the sliders. Oh, no, this one. But if you are looking to get into keyboards, Battle Princess, happy to help you out however I can. There is an FAQ on Reddit/r/mechanical keyboards that has all of the links to all the popular places, explains all the abbreviations. Highly recommend you start there. That's a good way to understand all the different terms people would throw at you when asking questions. So earlier on the stream, I pulled this board apart using a technique I hadn't used before, which was separating the two halves instead of individually pulling ones out. Now I'm very carefully trying to push the board back together because it'll save me a ton of time. And also, holding the hot swap sockets on the back, it's very common for switch pins to pop the hot sockets out of place. It's also really common to bend pins, so I am having a look and just seeing if the switches are coming through, the switch pins are coming through. Once I'm done rebuilding this board, I'm just going to quickly flash it with the latest firmware, update it so that it can use VIA, the new graphical interface configurator for QMK keyboards. If you don't know about VIA, I strongly suggest you check it out. It has made getting into the keyboard hobby much, much, much easier because you can simply plug in any compatible keyboard, open up VIA, and reprogram on the fly. No longer do you have to bootload your keyboard. You got and lost. Oh, you got ding ding ding. Oh yeah, cool. I haven't really played the slots game yet. Just gonna double check and see if someone's gonna join us in the channel today. I'm enjoying the new stream beats. A bit more variety than what we had before. Now, which switch position? Aha! Was the shift. Should not be there. You should be there. Cool. Hopefully that did the ticket. Ah, that's what I was going to do. Test the keyboard first. Where's my USB-C cable? Nowhere to be found. There it is. Hales, can we give Jizdonka some points, please? Stay a while in the casino. Bring up a tester. I might undo this actually and not have that over the top of my keyboard. It's not at, it's just their name. Add points, just Donka. Oh. That's a particularly loud noise. I don't like that. Load up the oh yes, my messenger. This is why you have two separate windows. I decided to be lazy today. Hey Mark S, thanks for following. A little heart for you. Appreciate that. Ah, that's right, I remember why we couldn't use VIA last time. It was doing that weird thing where it won't actually show everything on the screen. Tried using window capture and it just shows up black. Oh well. I'll have to use keyboard tester. Ah! 1 second. Is there a follow that didn't come up? Let me replay that. Ah, I had something over the top. There you go, Josh Brown, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thanks for following. Appreciate that. Little heart for you. I'll get through it quickly for you. I apologize for the abuse. Oh no, I reset it. Oh, I'm the worst. I could mute the desktop. It's probably brutally loud, isn't it? Turn that down. There we go. Done. You're all good now. Just like this. Type race. I can do that. Alright. Put this back in its case. For one final sound check? No, it's fine. I trust myself. What did I say before? Check it again, put it together, realize you made a mistake, fix it, check it again. Thanks for following, Romanovich. Little heart for you. I'll have to just make the GIF like a heart, or just like a drawing of my hands doing the heart. If you like keyboard content, talking about keyboard stuff or PCs, tech, software, sort of anything in that realm. Maybe even a little bit of philosophy from time to time. Meaning of life, I don't know. Ah, you can turn off the sound in the top right drop down. Appreciate that, Matt. That will that'll come in handy next time, but hopefully I can just use VIA next time. That also makes me realize that there's no point in streaming the flashing of the board because you won't be able to see me do anything in VIA. So I might actually write down, Hales, if you could write down stream upgrades, stream improvements, please. Next on the list will be getting VIA to work on the stream. it's about evenly spaced. Looks good. I bring it down at all. Oh, was there a hydrate I didn't do? Thank you very much for the hydration.
I was so thirsty. I've been streaming for 7 days. You're the first person to offer me water.
I was thinking about adding a chat point feature. Narrate this, and you put a message through. One of the mods approves it. Make sure that it's not NSFW, and then I will narrate it in a random voice of my brain's choosing. Whatever strikes me at the time. Is that a second hydrate?
Oh, bless your heart.
It's actually kind of smart, I think, I say kind of smart, it's default. The hydrate and the posture checks are like default suggestions by Twitch, but I really liked them. I thought, that's kind of smart, because I actually have a terrible back, and I need to check my posture. So checking my posture and hydrating, fun little gamified way of you getting to use your points and make me do something, and that something actually helps. There is a push-ups one that I'll probably bring back. Oh, Juju, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. I'm waiting for Mantis to get home and jump into the channel, so I can tell you a little story about keyboard that I brought together over the last couple of days that I'll be building sometime in the near future, hopefully, for a new member of the community who's been doing it rough. A few of us thought we could try and make things a little easier for him. Cheers, Juju, appreciate that. Hey, neutralized, thanks, mate. Little heart for you. Thanks very much. Juju, let me make you a moderator, not a moderator, a VIP, buddy. Juju original, I like that too. There you go, VIP. You deserve it, mate. Thanks very much. Thanks for answering all my questions about cables. And where did I put that screw? There it is. Hope things are going well with your DIY custom cable kits. Sounds like it is. Nice. Good stuff. Hopefully you're not having the same issues that I am with shipping. Group buy that I have been planning to run for 2 months now, completely deadlocked by the fact that I can't get... I've got a ton of components waiting to come in the mail. Thinking that I'll probably do cables with commissions rather than... because I never really intended to do a cable store or anything like that. I just wanted to make myself cables and get some cost price cables out to the community for people who couldn't justify something a bit more premium than what I would be able to make. If you haven't checked out Juju Cables, I highly suggest that you go over to Instagram and have a look. I will bring it up now for you because I can do that and it saves you all the effort. I just typed in Instagram to Instagram. I literally just tried to search for Instagram within Instagram. Just gonna quickly follow you before I open it on the stream because I didn't even realize I wasn't following. I just go to your page and just look. There you go, Juju Cables, local Melbourne creator, does tutorials on how to make your own coiled cables. Definitely my recommendation if you're looking for a Melbourne maker, to get you something to match your Keeb, really bring it to the next level. Get a thick coil, some aviators. Feel free to link the Instagram in the channel, no problem whatsoever. I think that's one of the best things about this community. There really isn't, at least not that I've seen, there is not a great deal of competition. There isn't, you know, rivalry or anything like that. Everybody wants to help everybody. The more of us there are, the more customers that can be served, the faster we can grow as a cohesive community. Yeah, Helen wasn't even the first sub either. It was Matt. Got in there quick. Yeah, if you didn't know, if you've just come to the channel for the first time, I've been a Twitch partner since about 2012, but due to unfortunate life events, wasn't able to continue streaming and put it on the hiatus until 2 weeks ago when I started doing keyboard stuff. Got in contact with Twitch and they updated my partner contract a couple of days ago. Or yesterday actually, yesterday morning it came through. So now I have custom emotes for the community. If you have a look at Juju, you can actually see the tier 1, I have 4 out of the 6 slots filled with DC switch keys, snag keys, and keyboard treehouse. And I'm looking for more people who want their own emote in Twitch. So if you have a logo you would like me to put up as an emote, there's no like guarantee how long it'll be there for. But there are 2 slots I haven't used. I'm not one to put emotes of my face or anything on there. I think they'd be better off spent being used by the community, for the community. So go get me some Juju graphics. And maybe something for the, if you've got a Discord or something as well, throw me a link through Facebook chat, and I will add that to the Discord links in the list below. Oh, that sounds magnificent. That sounds so much better. Wow. Anyway, as far as the emotes go, there's also tier 2 and tier 3 slots. As the subs go up, more slots unlock. So as I get more subs, I'll continue to reach out to local makers to try and get their emotes into Twitch. And whatever else I can do, basically. To show appreciation. No worries, S3LQ. Thanks again for the keycap group buy. Interest check. Very interesting set you got. Looking forward to how that comes along, and good luck with everything. No worries, Matt. If the stream's still up, catch you then, buddy. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, Juju, commissions when? I need to get a big, thick Juju cable. Right here. We'll bring this keyboard down. We'll just have a big, thick coil right here. I've got GMK Hero on the way. Maybe I can talk to you about a GMK Hero cable. Wow, I never realized how much flex there is in the corner of a tray mount. That is some flex. Look at that flex. That's actually oof, oof. Totally imperceptible when you're actually using the keyboard, of course, but it's just something that once you notice, you can't unnotice. See how I'm using my muscle memory? I'm like ZXCVB. Oh, those are back to front. Nice. I'll make sure to check that out after Juju. Whoop. Juju, I don't know if you saw the Facebook post the other day from a new member called Mantis. Worth just having a little scroll through AUMK for that one. If you don't have time to stick around for when he arrives into the channel for me to tell the story, I'll be posting information on it over the next week. Doing a collaboration with some local makers to help that guy out. Yeah, I was thinking that actually, Yoshi King. Don't recognize you, so welcome to the channel if you're new. But I was thinking the same thing. I have a big roll of packing foam. I think maybe off stream I will throw some proper foam in here that'll actually dampen it a bit more. I mean, I could do it on stream if anyone's curious what that process involves. It's not complicated. I might do it on stream. Let's see how we go. What are we? We're an hour and a half in. It's probably getting close to needing a bathroom break. I mean, time does not dictate when I need to go. I can tell you right now that I do. Useless factoid of the day. if you come by on my Wednesday night AEST streams, yes, this is PBT Sushi NC Pat. Very nice clean set for the price. I highly recommend it. Every time I see it, it always reminds me that it's such a nice set. And there is the Zomo silicon cat paw artisan up on the corner, which you can get on drop.com right now. It's 15 USD. That is with a silicon paw. That is the nicest feeling artisan I've ever had, and it's also probably the cheapest. Compared to these ones over here that was 60, 30, 25, and 20 for 3, but these are just like plastic things glued to keycaps. So this, dollar value, very, very high. And it comes in a bunch of different colors. I thought that the PBT Sushi looked really nice with the blue, with the cyan, because you can see the legends match the cyan really nicely. And then also the pink sub-legends matches the paw really well. This is a DZ60RGB with Box Royal switches, PBT Sushi keycaps, and a Zomo silicon cat paw artisan. With a very thin layer of Kmart draw liner underneath the board, which I'm going to replace. Oh, well, I'm putting everything back together, and if I'm going to do the foam, I'm going to have to take it apart, but I don't have to take the keycaps off to do that. So we'll do a quick type test, and then I'll do the foam. The people who don't want to see foam don't have to stick around if they don't want to. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to set up the new microphones in time before the stream today. Next stream, I'm going to have a dedicated microphone for the keyboard and a dedicated microphone for my mouth. So it's gonna be good. Hopefully before that stream, but hopefully definitely by the next stream. Thanks for subscribing, Toxic. Hopefully by next stream, but definitely by the stream after that, I will have a new interchangeable lens camera, so I can zoom in and out, give you wide angle, all the good stuff. I will make a command for the chatbot to list out anything that I have that I use. Ooh, these are the wrong way around. Which way do you want them, Hales? Other way around? Alright. Toxic, if you're interested in doing some art for me, by the way, we could hang out sometime, and I need more emotes for the channel. I've got 2 tier 1s, tier 2 and tier 3 that I haven't filled yet, and I get more as the sub numbers go up. And also I was looking at potentially doing some keyboard clack enthusiast type t-shirt logos and things like that. Neutral, if you're interested in doing some drawing, I know that I don't know, is that something that you would do? But definitely, Miss Toxic, if you're keen, we should brainstorm some ideas. Thanks for following Jack Static. We should brainstorm some ideas. I'm very keen to maybe do a keycap set. I think keycap set. I think keycap set and some shirts and stuff. Thank you, Bic Yoshi. Thank you, Jack Static. I didn't give you your heart. Everybody gets a heart. Thank you for subscribing, Jack Static. Appreciate it very, very much. Subs is a new thing that just got turned on today for this account. So I appreciate all the support already coming through this morning. All the subscriber money and donations go back to stream. Sorry, tips go back to the stream. So tips through Stream Elements and subscriptions through Twitch go back to the stream in terms of quality, but also features for chat and other things like potentially monthly keyboard giveaways for followers and subscribers, things like that. And donations through Streamlabs on the donations button below. That is for the broader keyboard community. So if you want to donate money to just the broader community, not just specifically the Australian community, that's the donations. And the tips and Twitch stuff goes to the Australian community and this stream in particular. Cool. Nice. Glad you ordered it. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely one of my favorites. But it won't be anymore once the Baby Yoda artisan comes in, because that Baby Yoda, it's too good. It is the way. Have I had any experience with JTK sets? I have typed on a number of JTK sets at keyboard meetups. I would say that they are good for the price. However, just be aware that sometimes there are runs of keycaps from not high-end brands. Not that JTK isn't a high-end brand, I'm just saying that some brands do have runs and have had runs where the keycaps were deformed, spacebars warped, legends bleeding, anything like that. So if you're getting a dye sublimated keycap set, be careful, because dye sublimation is the process of printing the legends onto the keycaps. And if a company doesn't have their process dialed in, you'll get legend bleeding. And I have heard people complain about legend bleeding on JTK, but the ones that I've seen have looked very, very crisp, and I remember being confused as to what people had been complaining about. So I think it's worth mentioning. Yeah, NC Pat, me too. I really, really, really want a meetup this year. The one last year was absolutely amazing, and I have much better boards to show off this time. So hopefully it happens. It would be disappointing if it didn't, I can tell you that. I think my caps lock is on. Alright, let's do a little 10 fast finger typing test. Might just, I wish can I get rid of that ad? Yeah, go away. Ooh, you got a Polaris. Did you get a polycarb Polaris or aluminium? What'd you get? What did you get? JTKZ? Double shot? Nice. JTK might all be double shot. Like people ask me about keycaps all the time, and I talk about keycaps all the time. And so for me, sometimes they kind of bleed into each other. I have SA, GMK, and EPPT keycaps personally. Other PPT keycaps as well, like my HHKB. Is it possible to get someone to cut you an FR4 plate or polycarb plate? Yes, there are plate cutting places in Australia. I can't, for the life of me, remember the name of them. If you want to know where to get plates cut, my recommendation would be to talk to Tam Do from AUMK, who runs Low-Key Keyboards on Instagram, who make very, very nice acrylic sandwich boards. Yeah, cool, awesome. Ask Tam, because Tam gets the plates cut custom for the LKK boards. And I'm sure he would know, or at least would have hunted down better value cutting locally and abroad. And I always recommend reaching out to people in the community who have done the legwork and asking them for help. But be respectful of their time. Make sure that you have done some Googling and at least covered the quick 5-minute bases, because we do get asked a lot of questions, and very often the same questions. But we're always very open to answering those questions. It is just a thing to be aware of. You take the time to do just a tiny little bit of research before you ask questions. It will show, and it will be appreciated, and you'll get much better feedback and answers for your questions. Cool. To take my rings off, it always throws me off trying to type with the rings. Oh no, I started. Alright. The music is a mega distraction. Stop that. Okay. No, no. Oh. Oh no. No. Oh, I palmed. I palmed. Oh, you know what I'm missing? I know what I'm missing. Wrist rest. Give me one sec. I'll chuck some music on for you. Alright, cool. Let's do this. I'll mute my mic. I'll put the headset down here for you so you can get a closer sound test. I have a wrist rest now, so hopefully... You know what? I'm gonna give you a build up, because I did say like half an hour ago I needed to go to the bathroom. I'll chuck you some tunes on, leave you with the puppy. I'll be back. Uno momento por favoro. We'll do a type test here, and then we'll do a type race, and we can see who in chat has the speed, who has the skills. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright. Thank you for that brief intermission. That is one cold cup of tea. Jeez, Donka, you're gonna go broke. Alright. Tunes off. Good mic down. Also just realized, is the chat box not rolling? Oh, that chat was probably from before then. It refreshes when I swap scenes. That's a new thing I've learned today. Cool. 106 back in the triple digit club after the astonishingly poor 90 words per minute in the last stream because the switches in that board. I put my Xylants back into my low-key keyboard, and I don't know. Xylants are cool when that's the only switch you use, but if you move between switches, they kind of become your enemy. Thanks NC Pat for following. You get a heart. Everybody gets a heart. Cool. Cleaned up the stab. Stabs. Cleaned up the stabs. I'll listen to the sound test later. You can tell me your thoughts. Making the best out of the microphone situation that I have. I'll just clean up the things from making the adjustments while I ponder what I can do next with the rest of the stream time. Might have to tell the story next stream if Mantis can't make it in today. But for those of you in the chat right now, I have a pretty special build coming up. Hopefully in a week's time, maybe 2 weeks' time, depending on how long the parts take to get here. A new member of the community joined 3 or 4 days ago, on AUMK. They made a post, their first post in the channel, saying that they had a budget for a $1,000 keyboard because they're battling stage 4 bowel cancer. And that resonated with me because I lost my dad at the start of last year to bowel cancer. And so I reached out to this person and offered to build them a keyboard for free and stream it. And they said they appreciated that. We traded socials. We've been talking pretty much from 7 AM until 1 AM every day for the last 3 or 4 days. And I've managed to pull together some things. Switch Keys have very, very graciously donated some Durock stabilizers for the build. He has purchased himself a set of GMK Boba Fett officially licensed Star Wars keycaps because he's a massive Star Wars fan like I am. Even has a Lego collection like I do, and has Star Wars tattoos like I do. And so we've been talking, we have a lot in common, and I sent out some emails to some vendors. Got support from a few. I won't say too much right now, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty stoked to be able to do something nice for someone, and I'm very, very grateful that we have a community in Australia that is so strong, that in such a short amount of time, people are able to come together and do something really quite special for someone struggling. And I wanted to make sure that people knew about it, because it's not something that you get to see very often. And I was hoping that they'd be able to make it along to this stream so that they could be here when I told their story. But I'm sure there'll be another opportunity on the next stream and in the future. They've gone very deep very quick. They've decided to get a second board now that we've been discussing all the different switch variations and things that you can have. And it's really cool to see someone so quickly become so passionate about this hobby, this weird hobby of ours. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's as much as I can say at the moment about that. Yeah, this hobby really is quite amazing. Everybody I've met in the Melbourne scene has been very welcoming over the years that I've been doing this. Some of the people who have been in it really long never had any issues answering any and every question, stupid as they might sound. So it's really nice to be able to give back now that I'm in a position where I can, whatever that may be. Same. Years back when I was at university, you know, that kind of thing, it was just not really a realistic hobby to be in, to have. You like keyboards and you like building keyboards, but you don't have infinite funds. I highly suggest that you consider taking on commissions, but be very careful, do a lot of builds first. Get several under your belt, get the techniques down, because you don't want to be damaging someone's stuff, basically. Cool. Now, what else can we do? Could be a short stream. I have a lot of things I need to do to prep for that build and to improve the stream with the camera and stuff. Let me have a look in my drawer of goodies and see if there's anything else I've been meaning to build. Cool. Well, in lieu of a better planned length to the stream, RGB VRS, thank you very much. You get a heart. Appreciate the follow. In lieu of more content to do today, I have a lot of planning for that big build. I think I might take advantage of the afternoon, make those improvements as fast as possible, get that build underway so that we can have a really nice, high quality build. Thanks for following, Yellowman. Appreciate it. You get a heart. If anybody's interested in getting a keyboard built, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or DM me. My email contact is below in the channel panels. Click on the contacts banner. At the moment, if you've got all of your parts ready to go and you just need someone with soldering tools and ability, the build is free. If you need help sourcing parts, and there'll be, you know, an hour or two of conversation back and forth, I'm happy to help you out. It'll be a small fee, $20. Otherwise, hope you all have a lovely weekend. I appreciate you all coming. Thank you to the new subscribers taking advantage of the new features. If you also want to get yourself some Aussie Twitch emotes, daily clack switch keys, snag keys, and keyboard treehouse, they're below in the tier 1 sub tier. You can also get them by using cheers or chat points. I think you can use chat points if you prefer to do it that way. You're welcome to do it either way. Highly up to you. And I'll be reaching out to more people and getting more emotes for the stream, and hopefully some other cool things too. Appreciate you all coming along. Thank you very much. That'll wrap it up. One more thing, let's raid. Let's raid Apiary Keyboards. Let's give her another 20 viewers. She's doing a subathon, let's make it happen. Join the raid. Let's do it. Let's give another keyboard streamer some more people to enjoy the content. Start the raid in another 10 seconds if a few more people want to join in. Apiary has answered a bunch of my questions over the time. Makes some very nice keyboards. Definitely worth checking out her content. Raid kicking off in 3, 2, 1.